9, 8, 7. We have a go for main engine start. 4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff.
SFL night, let's go. Midnight glow, it's time to rise. SFL nights on the starry skies. AJ Striker, feel her heat. The sultry voice, so silky sweet. Whispers in the air, light down low. Bubbly charm, let the stories flow. In the league where dreams unite. Ashley's got you, hold on tight. Under her lights, SFL players shine bright. AJ's putting you in the spotlight. From the field to the mic, Ashley's in the know. SFL nights, get in the down low. Down in the game, she's making plays. Arizona's queen, me leading the way. A community ambassador, off the field, laying on hands, see it all get healed. From the huddle to the show, Ashley's got that infectious glow. Interviews that make you sway. In her presence, you wanna stay. SFL players shine bright. AJ's here for you with a spotlight. From the field to the mic, Ashley's in the know. SFL nights, get in the down low. SFL night, let's go. Midnight glow, hey, SFL night, let's go. Midnight glow. From the huddle to the show, down low. Ashley's got that infectious glow. Interviews that make you sway. In the presence, you under her lights. SFL players shine bright. AJ's here putting you in the spotlight. From the field to the mic, Ashley's in the know. SFL nights, getting in the down low. Her lights, SFL players shine bright. AJ's here putting you in the spotlight. From the field to the mic, Ashley's in the know. SFL nights, getting in the down low. Her lights, take turns tonight. Let's go. Turn down those lights. It's Ashley's turn to make you feel so right. Under her lights, as the conversation is about to ignite, it's always SFL nights. Under her lights, let's go.
What is up? What is up? What is up, SFL Nation? Welcome back to SFL Nights with AJ Striker. Thank you so much for joining me today or tonight or whenever you decide to hit that play button or turn on that radio dial. I really appreciate it, y'all. I am super excited to have my show for tonight. I mean, I'm excited to have my show every week, but especially tonight when I get to talk to my fellow SFL content creators, Mr. Brett Killian and Mr. Eddie Gage of The Streets Are Talking. I got about good 10, 11 questions for these guys. I want to go ahead and shoot off to them. But before we start, and I actually may have a surprise guest joining the show too, to kind of ask these guys some questions and shine some light on a particular situation that happened very recently. I'm thinking that's my thought process of why he was coming on. So we'll see. But start things off, I'm going to do my week 6 rapid fire review. Then I'm going to do my picks for week 7 really quickly. Now, for my SFL chat around the water cooler, normally I would have my SFLm rookies. I would have players of the game and, top performances. But unfortunately, those stats are not available, and they won't be probably for another couple of days. So we're going to scratch that for tonight, pick up on it next week, and I'll probably add a few more from week 2 for them too. All right, so y'all can get the recognition that you deserve. All right, but let's go ahead and start on with the show. Get all this stuff off here. All right. So my picks for week 6 were, come on up. All right, I chose Arizona, DC, Florida, Detroit, Baltimore, Mexico City, Fort Worth, and Pittsburgh to win. So how did I do? Well, not too bad, actually. For my SFL picks through week 6, I'm actually at 5-3 for week 6. So that means I am 25 right and 16 wrong on the season. Now, the reason why those numbers are a bit skewed, again, if you're new to the show and you don't or you haven't been keeping up, week 1 was a bust for me because I did not make any selections for week 1. So I feel like I shouldn't count it. So there we go. But week 6 went as follows. Arizona, took on Houston, and Houston wins 23-10. Man, that was a heartbreaker. We're going to talk about that a little bit later in the podcast. But Charleston took on DC, and DC came up victorious 38-20. Florida Storm battled the Lexington Miners, where Florida went on to win 27-24 in a very tight game. Charleston pulled a surprise win over Detroit 37-24. Albuquerque Adams took on the Baltimore Vultures, and Baltimore went on to win that game 31-10. Mexico City battled Bossier City Steamers. Mexico City wins 19-14. Washington took on Fort Worth Toros. Washington Trident wins 26-7. And lastly, the OKC Renegades battled the Pittsburgh Riverhawks, where Pittsburgh went on to win in a very big way, 49-3. I mean, damn, man. I was talking to Corey during that game, and I was like, y'all gonna throw in the towel, man? You won already. You don't have to keep scoring. He was like, hey, we can't help it. So my picks for week 6, put them up there. If you are new to the stream, all of my picks have the little gold thumbs up with them. And we're going to see how right I will be this week. So August the 22nd, Friday. Shoot, tomorrow. What is this? August went by so fast. Okay. August the 22nd, 8 p.m., Vancouver, 4-0. We'll be taking on the 3-1 Houston Headhunters. I am going for Vancouver to win this game. They have not given me any reason to choose against me. Excuse me. They have not given me any reason to choose against them, so I'm not going to do that. They are very strong, very dominant, but be careful, Vancouver. Houston will sneak up on you. Trust me, I know. 1-3, Bossier City Steamers will be taking on the 3-1 Arizona Scorpions. Of course, I'm going for Arizona to win this game at 8:15 p.m. Eastern on Friday, but it will not be without Johnny throwing, going ham throwing. So we got to be ready for that. Now, this next block will be the battle of the 1 and 3 teams. So 1 and 3 Carolina Skyhawks are taking on the 1 and 3 Queen City Corsairs at 9:45 p.m. Eastern. I am going to go with Carolina on this one. I think they have a little bit more of an edge to win in this game, but Queen City is at home, so you never know what could happen. 1 and 3 Sin City Samurai will be taking on the LA Lycans, also 1 and 3 at 10 p.m. Eastern. Rounding things off on that Friday night slate, I'm choosing LA to win this game. It is a home game. Sin City can win, especially if they get that ground game running, but we'll see. On Saturday, August the 23rd, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, the 2-2 Minnesota. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Legends. I was getting ready to say something. I was getting ready to say Timberwolves. Lord have mercy. Minnesota Legends. Taking on the Denver Nightwings, 2-2. Both these teams are 2-2. 6:30 p.m. Eastern. I think that's going to be a pick'em game for me, but I'm actually going to go with Denver to win this game. They're going to be at home, so I think that home field advantage is going to work in their favor. The 2-2 Charleston Predators will be taking on the 1-2 OKC Renegades, 6:45 p.m. Eastern on Saturday. Great game to watch, I think, but I got to go with Charleston on this one. I think they're going to wind up eking things out. OKC has a lot of work to do, and I hope they can get it done. You know, it's late in the game, but we'll hope that they can do their thing. 2-1 Mexico City Aztecs will be taking on the 2-2 Florida Storm. Great game to watch as well. 9:00 p.m. Eastern. I am going to go with Mexico City to eke that one out over Florida, but Mexico City, please be careful. Florida will hawk the ball from you, so be careful out there, Jordan. I know you like to throw, and I know you like to run too. They will knock you out the game. 3-1 Detroit Ballers will be going against the Fort Worth Toros, sitting at 1-2 themselves at 9:15 p.m. Eastern on Saturday. Going to be a interesting game to watch, but I am going to give Fort Worth Toros the edge on this one. I think it's going to come down to coaching, straight up. And Monday, August the 25th, after the SFL this week with Cameron Irvine and company, the 1-2 Baltimore Vultures, and it's still weird to say that they're 1-2 right now, but 1-2 Baltimore Vultures will be taking on the 4-0 DC Dragons at 8:15. And again, just like Vancouver, DC has not given me any reason to go against them. And I think that they're going to be at home. They're going to take this win too. Now, I think it's going to be a closer game than people think, but I think that DC will finally get that dub over Baltimore. So I am going to take a quick break and bring on my guests for the Streets Are Talking. Since, again, I don't have any of the scores, the stats for SFLm, we're just going to go straight into the interviews. I'll be back in a few minutes. All right. We back, y'all. Teddy Swims, Bad Dreams. Man, I heard that on the radio, and I had to have it, man. I've been listening to that pretty much nonstop the past like couple days, man. There's just something about that song. That 60s vibe, the way he sings it, you know, it's refreshing, especially listen to the music that's out there today. But trying to bring up the guests of the evening, I have Mr. Brett Killian, and I have Mr. Eddie Gage in the building this evening. How you doing?
Oh, I'm so happy to be here, Ashley. It's been how long? How long has it been since we started talking about actually being on the show, and then we finally get myself on the show? It's like too long, way too long.
Yes, she probably since she was a rookie. I don't.
I was a rookie before you were. Relax.
Oh yeah, you were. I forgot. What's up, Eddie? How you doing?
I'm chilling. What's going on with y'all?
Not much, man. Not much.
I had to. Sorry about that. I had to go put a shirt on. I wanted to look quote unquote professional.
I'm not even gonna touch that. Well, you were fine with me, but I understand what you mean then. Welcome guys to the show. For those that don't know, these are the hosts, these two gentlemen, Hall of Famers at that, are the hosts of The Streets Are Talking. I believe you guys hit your 95th episode yesterday.
Yes, I think so.
Awesome. Well, congratulations to you, man. You got to do something special for that 100th episode. Y'all got to eat some bugs or something. You got to do something.
Oh, definitely not. Definitely not.
Well, we'll see what happens. I don't know if I have easy access to bugs right now, but I can maybe find, I don't know. Maybe I'll actually show the mustard on pizza trick that I've been talking about for 8 years.
See, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. I've heard about that. And I was like really, really interested to figure out how well that worked together. But let's see. I got some comments in the chat before we get started. See what's going on. Oh, Ryan Davis in the building. Oh, okay. Never mind. I think he was saying crickets. I guess he didn't hear anything for a minute. All right. So, question number 1, guys. Why did you decide to start The Streets of Talking, Eddie and Brett? Why did you decide to join him?
You take it,
Eddie. Not throwing any shade in anybody's direction, but several years ago, the SFL had a show. I forget what it was called, Brett, but it was basically a wrap up of the previous week's games, and a lot of production was involved with it. And I was one of the members who was on every week, along with Chad and a few others. And there were several segments, and there was a lot of editing involved. And long story short, one day, Brett and I was asked to provide a segment for the show, and we did all of this recording and ended up chopping it up into like maybe 30% of what we actually did. And then one of the production guys came to Chad and said, "Hey, you guys need to be a little bit more professional, and we expect this out of you." And it kind of pissed both of us off. First of all, why they told him but not me, I don't know, but it kind of pissed both of us off. And we said, you know what? Screw that. We're going to do it the way we want to do it and make our own show. And so that created The Streets of Talking. And like you said, 95 episodes in. I think the very first show we did had like 200 and something views. And I think a bad night for us was like 150 views. So it's been doing pretty well for itself. I'm proud of that. I'm sure Chad is too. But at some point, Chad had to step aside, and I'll let Brett take it from there.
Yeah, so I was in the Streets Are Talking server for the last, I don't know, I would say prior to me joining, I want to say at least a couple seasons. And, with me juggling through jobs all the time, there would be moments where I had free time at home, and a lot of what I did was basically just answer the show questions by giving out what felt like essay form answers, and it basically caught the attention of both Chad and Eddie. They put me as a street king fairly, I wouldn't say fairly early, but like I was one of the first, I would say 5 street kings that they ever put in on the server. And it was always something that I've always wanted to discuss a little bit more, because I never really got into detail about, talking about the league really anywhere else for, I would say, the first 4 years when I was in the league. I was very much secluded to the Vancouver Legion locker room, and just kind of staying within those guys, talking in Gen Chat to basically just say, hey, I'm still alive. Don't forget about me. then when I saw the Streets Are Talking server and they had these questions pop up, I'm like, I'll put my opinion on this. I'll put, my side of the story on that. And then when Chad had to step down, I think it was maybe like a week or so after, Eddie just came up to me in a DM and said, I'm looking for a new co-host and you're the first guy that I thought of. Do you want to join the show? And I was like, why not? I could probably do this. Like I've always been interested in doing some type of podcast or some type of media show of some sort. It's I've taken like media studies classes in high school. I've always been I don't think I've ever been shy on the camera in any sense. So I was like, you know what? This is a good opportunity for me to see how I am in this kind of show as kind of a co-host to a simulation league that I've been in for many years, that I feel like I have at least 10% of as much knowledge as Eddie does. So I feel like I can maybe hold my own for at least one episode, and then it just kept on going, and we just keep on cruising through. And it's been a couple seasons now, and I've had a lot of fun with the Streets Are Talking.
Hey, that's good, and it gets you out of that shell. Like you said, you're kind of like an introvert at first. Kind of just secluded to your own, or and just in your own locker room, and then all of a sudden, the world of outside comes in. And it's an awesome thing. I'm glad to see both of you guys grow. It is very hard to. It's very hard to keep SFL content creators. For some reason, people seem to lose interest, or they get busy with life and things just happen. But when you have shows, that are long tenure, it does show the dedication. So I, for one, appreciate it, and I see it. So I'm proud of you guys. So what does a typical show day look like for the both of you? What are each of your responsibilities? And I'll start with you first, Brett.
So we're talking about the day of the show is what you're saying, right?
Yes. Or if preparation starts before then, you can let us know about that too.
So a day or two before the show, I start looking at if the box scores are up on the website. I look at the box scores of every game, and I try to at least keep up. Eddie does the recaps of the weeks more often than not. But in those moments, it happened last week that he didn't get much of a recap. I made sure that I looked at the stats and I was a little bit informed just in case I had to, kind of throw in, a little more of an extended recap or two of certain games just so I can keep up. And then along with that, usually it's the Sunday or Monday that comes in. We plan on a day and time of when that show is going to air. And that's when I start with the show questions. And I try to formulate what's been talking, in the barbershop and in No Holds Barred and in show suggestions, show questions, what has been fairly popular. I try to keep the show questions. It's like its own segment so that the people in the streets, get the recognition and we're not stealing or I'm not stealing a show topic from somebody. So I try to think of questions that, I maybe haven't been asked as much, that's in the back of my head. And then I try to find one that's popular as well so that people can discuss that. And then Eddie and I have the proper time to give a proper answer about that. And then when it comes to the day of the show, more often than not, I'm actually working. So what ends up happening is I go to work, usually on my lunch break. I try to look at the server, see if there's anything new that's been discussed on, see if I need to add it to the show, see if anything else needs to be discussed. And then I look at live streams of games as well to see what worked for certain teams, what didn't work as well. And then again, just trying to make myself seem smart, even though I'm clearly probably the dumbass of the group between the two. Eddie's got much more knowledge than I do. Just in general with this stuff, I'm still learning in the coaching sense. I even told you, Ashley, I'm just a head scout for my own team. I'm not even a full-fledged coach on this team. I give out suggestions. Mark and Andy do all the work, and I kind of learn from them as I learn from Eddie when it comes to popular formations and defensive line stunts and stuff like that. To the point where I feel like if any time I ever drop my ownership at Vancouver, I'm pretty sure Eddie would swipe me up right away and have me as his wide receiver 6 over in Arizona.
idea. Hey, Eddie, you have anything to add to that?
It's all about, like Brett said, trying to keep the show new and finding show topics. I think that's the biggest battle is finding the show topics, what we're going to talk about, because you know some of the discussions is brought up during the actual weekend of games. Anytime something controversial happens that brings people talking in the server about things and stuff like that, it's just trying to come up with stuff so the show isn't so repetitive. And it's sometimes that's not always easy. We ask the viewers, hey, you guys, we need something new to talk about this week. We looking for help. What's up? And even our most loyal listeners sometimes struggle with that. So to me, it's about preparation. All the work is done before the show. Once the show starts, it just kind of organically happens. I was telling Brett, I was sharing with him how Chad and I had this unique chemistry. Well, as time has evolved, Brett and I starting to get there too. And so that helps a lot, because sometimes, like he said, he bails me out when I'm not so prepared, when I'm coming home late and getting stuff situated. He talks he talks a good game, but often he's often bailing me out too. So it's a two-way street. But I would say the most work is done before the show, because once the show starts, it's kind of organic and just kind of goes in its own flow.
So, follow-up question to that. If you guys switch the responsibilities of what you do on your show, who would crash and burn first?
Me.
I can't do the producing work yet. I've hardly learned OBS at this stage. I got into testing streaming on OBS, I want to say like 4 or 5 months ago, and I haven't streamed since because I'm so overwhelmed by all the layers that I have to add in. So I would probably crash out so hard after like a month of doing that. I think I'd be the first out.
I would be the first out because we both like to talk, but he keeps me in line. And so, he's talking about OBS and the technical stuff. I'm just talking about the show itself. If he, did the wrap up, and then I see, he and Chad are both good at moving the show along. I'm not. He knows how to dead that subject and move on to the next one. Me, I'll talk all night and the show will be 3 hours. So it's a good thing. I told him when he first came on, hey man, this is what Chad did. You do that because if I try to take on your role, do the show, whatever, we have people dozing off and tuning out because we be sitting there talking by ourselves to midnight. So yeah, there's no way I could do his job.
Hey, well, you're in your perspective roles for a reason. Love it, man.
Right.
So how do you describe your dynamics on the show as co-hosts for people that have not watched the show? Like my sister that just came in the chat. Hey, LaDonna, I'm so happy to see you. How would you describe your dynamics?
I'm
the local dumbass. Let's just put that out of the way.
No. So I'm the maybe I should do what Brett is and let him do what I am. Yeah, let's do it that way. So
I like that.
So Brett, like I said, he moves, he keeps us on schedule, even though we often 2.5, 3 hours in. But yeah, Brett keeps us on schedule. He keeps the flow of the show going. Brett is he's not as let me see. I'm the hothead. Brett's more the real me in guy. I don't know. I'm having a hard time answering this one, but I would say Brett is the realist. I'm more the the loose cannon sometimes, I guess you could say. I don't know.
And I would kind of disagree with that because you seem to be the guy that is a little bit more of the realist in terms of historical knowledge and trying to apply that into this season. Whereas I'm kind of like the optimist out of this, and I try to give hope into certain teams. Like last season, I was like Queen City is going to be the team this season. They ended up being 6-6. I was pretty close with that. I thought they would actually make the playoffs. Where you were like, well, hold your jets. They have a short roster. I have no doubt if they're going to get through with that. And that's this season with me, it's Pittsburgh. I love the Riverhogs, and I feel like they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. I've kind of reeled you in, Eddie, on the thought of Pittsburgh just a little bit, just a little bit on that. But I've always wanted to be the guy that brings levity to the show, whereas Eddie kind of brings the cold hard facts sometimes, and then brings it with historical perspective.
That's true.
Like it. So it looks like Shabazz said it best. Eddie A. Smith and Brett Bayless.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
I don't want to have as many wrinkles as Skip Bayless. No, hell no. He looks like a fried fish that got over fried in the oven.
And Skip Bayless, his headline pushed back worse than LeBron, so I don't want to be Skip Bayless either.
You mean
Stephen A?
Yeah, there you go.
That bad boy salute back here.
Did you see the most recent Stephen A. Smith show? His daughter roasted him for like 2 hours.
You know, I saw a skit of that, but I didn't check. I'm about to go watch it, the whole thing.
Yeah, there was a whole outro where she was saying it's like keep supporting the show because my father can't afford hair transplants. He's got to get more money.
Oh man. I'm about to check it out.
No Rogaine for me. That's messed up. So, guys, what is the funniest or most unexpected thing that has happened on the show so far?
Ooh. Funniest and most unexpected thing.
I don't know. I'd say my prediction of Florida going 2-10 this season. I think that's a good start. Because that sent Eddie into an absolute tiff.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, he laughed for like 5 minutes and like, you're kidding me. And we went through the schedule of Florida. We spent like a good 25 minutes just on Florida alone. And I said, yeah, I see them as a 2-10 team.
I bet.
That's probably on par. Most surprising. You said most surprising was that one?
Yeah, surprising or most unexpected thing. I'm sorry, funniest or most unexpected.
I remember one time Cam came on unannounced, and he just kind of I forgot what the subject matter was, but he sent me a DM saying I got to come on and address this. That kind of surprised me. I wasn't expecting that.
Okay. Cam's cameos, unexpected surprises. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna have to put your thinking caps on for this one. You might get in trouble depending on what you say. All right. If you could build an all-star dream SFL roster, name 5 players that you would have on your team.
You go first, Brett.
God damn it. I knew you were going to say me go first. Oh, my God. Well, first guy that I can think of right away, Jeffrey Daggs. Got to take him. I think he's one of the best safeties that I've ever seen, both in 2K4 and 2K8. Got to take him for sure. Boy, I am conflicted on quarterback, so I'll let that go out of the way. And this, let's say we're including ourselves as players too, right? And like we're not not going to say one of us. Yeah, okay, perfect. So I'm gonna say I want to pair myself up with here's a hot one, Stephen Hacker. I want that Vancouver connection back
Whoa.
because that's how it started off with. It was me and Steve. It was me and Hacker for about 2 or 3 seasons before he got ownership for Fort Worth. So, or no, sorry, I'm thinking of Kate Stevens. Sorry, I'm thinking of the wrong guy. But I would like Hacker as my wide receiver pairing, and then you've got to have a quarterback. And boy, again. If CB, I'm sorry if you're watching this, but I got the majority of my yards from Tom Pepper, so I'm gonna have Tom Pepper in there. So I've got Jeffrey Dagg, Stephen Hacker, Tom Pepper. Let's throw in. Geez, I got to add some more defense. Let's go with. Oh boy. You know what? I'm gonna double up the safeties. Give me AJ Levy.
Oh yeah, I love AJ.
Yeah,
man.
AJ Levy, and then you know what? Let's throw in. You know what? For shits and giggles, give me big sexy Alex Dominguez to shore up that defensive line.
Nice. I like that. Eddie, before you go, Shabazz says, I think that they are both likable and relatable because they are transparent in their SFL and real lives. And the more they share their struggles and passion, the more we connect with them. So, good job, fellas. Eddie, Dream 5, your all-time dream SFL roster.
Well, Big Sexy was one of my picks, but since he stole that one, I'll defer away from him. Quarterback, I don't care what nobody say. I'm going with AJ. Come on now. On and off the field, can't ask for nothing better than that. Tight end, I'm going with Mike Daggs.
Yeah.
Running back, I'm gonna go with Eola. What was his damn name? From Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
He had the MVP season, then retire unexpectedly.
Yes. Zola, I remember him.
Yeah. He had the picture of the Mack truck every time he made a good play.
Yes. Man.
He be my running back. What was his name? Eola something.
I know it was Inzola or something like that. Enola or
Iona, I think it was.
Chat, help us out. If you remember, let us know.
I'm looking at the all times to see if I can find the name.
He retired.
Are you talking about Jay Eniola?
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Thank you. Shabazz coming right through. Love it.
Yeah. He be my running back.
That's a deep cut.
Let me go with my on defense. I'll give you 2. Since he took Big Sexy, I take Hunter, second all time in sacks.
Norwood, yeah, I like it.
And then I'll go with I'm not gonna say me. I'll go with a. Ooh.
I mean, you are a Hall of Famer though. Like
I am, but I'm not gonna say me. I go with a corner, the former owner of New Orleans Pharaohs.
Woo!
His name started with an A. Aaron Arrington.
Yes, Aaron Arrington. Woo! I ain't heard that name in a long time, man.
He came back for a hot minute, but he never made a play again. I thought he was gonna come out of retirement, but he didn't. There you go.
I appreciate it, guys. Looks like I didn't have to dig too far for that one, so that was good. All right, so now these next two questions have been posed to me by different people over the past few years about the show, and I've always asked them, have they talked to you guys about it? And their answers was, yeah, I don't think they were going to listen and whatever. So, do you give certain answers or responses a certain way for viewership?
You said, do we give certain responses for viewership?
Do you give certain responses, or present something a certain way just for viewership?
Hell no.
I said this 2 weeks ago when I got into my my own grind your gears moments. I never do anything for views, and if you think that any of my answers are for sheer views alone, then you're not watching the show right.
Clearly. Not no, but hell no. My answers are from the heart.
Okay. Okay. So that's follow-up question to that. What do you say to people who may view comments from both of you at respective times as negative or spiteful?
Negative towards the individual or negative as a whole?
Negative towards that individual. Let's say whatever the comment is. Let's just say, for instance, I know they're not here anymore. Hey, Atlanta is only going 2-10. They ain't winning a damn thing, right? Somebody, man, they're just so negative. They always have a negative, vibe about them. What do you say to those people?
Go ahead, Brett.
So I said this when I first came into the show, and I tried to repeat it for the first 6 months that I was in the show. Anything that I say that is not positive towards a team or a player, I want you to use it as motivation. I never want you to use this as a reason for you to get angry for me. I want you to use that as bulletin board material to prove me wrong. And I say this every time I say something bad about a team. Please prove me wrong. It shows how much you progress as a person, how much your team progresses as a franchise, and it just makes the league better if you prove people wrong. That has been my stance on that since I started on this show. Prove me wrong, please.
Right there.
If someone is saying they're gonna go 2-10 or 4-8 or whatever, trust me when I say I'm being a realist, because until that person or until that team proves me otherwise, that's just my opinion. I might be wrong, but if you went 2-10 a previous season, what makes me think you're gonna all of a sudden jump up and be 6-6, unless all of a sudden there's a coaching change and you got someone who's better, or the talent of the team improved that allows you to put your coaching skills on display and you can do more things. So if I'm predicting someone's record or something like that, and it may sound negative, but I'm just being a realist.
Okay. So for those that are watching, I hope that those answers cleared everything up for you. It's not personal. Nothing personal.
Never personal.
No, never.
So, what game gave you chills like a real life sports highlight would have? Yes.
Should we say our first game? Because I think there's many instances, in my opinion, that have given that many games. I've been here for, this is my 17th season, I think it is. Eddie's been here for 73, so he's probably got a lot of the games of it on his own. But the first game that I remember that gave me chills was the first Vancouver win back in season 9 when we beat San Antonio by a safety in overtime. That gave me literal chills as I watched that second for second. And that was a turnover fest. Joey Langdon on the San Antonio side, 9 picks in the game. Tom Pepper had 6 of his own. Like, that was an offensive nightmare, but we still found a way to score over 100 points in that game. It was 51-49 at the end of it, and it gave me literal chills because it was a fun game to watch. It was the first Vancouver win, and that started the catalyst to going from 0-4 and running off 8 straight, getting into the semifinals. And again, I keep on saying this, Kate Stevens was in bounds. I will never live that. I will never let that die. It was so many seasons ago, but it's not going to die. Kate Stevens was in bounds. Oh my God. But yeah, that's the first game that at least gives me chills.
I would say my first game as an owner, we got our first win. It was against Tulsa. getting my first game as a win as an owner for sure gave me chills. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Awesome, man. Shabazz says that he's always been partial to the former New York Knights running back Park Hilcha.
Parky Chew or something like that.
Parky Chul. That was before my time. So I think that was like right on the cusp of around your time, Eddie. I think.
Yeah.
I feel like he was definitely there for the first couple seasons when creative players started to come in.
Yeah.
But over there he was a legend, along with Johnny English was another one. Who was another one that
Joseph
was like
Redfeather?
Yeah, Red Feather was a big one. Abaratsabo was another name that I heard from seasons past. Finally, I know how to pronounce that name.
So, guys, but since you both deal with running sims on a regular basis, with Brett, you being the head scout, and Coach, of course, you being the head coach, how do you balance being entertaining for the audience while still diving deep into the technical X and O's of things, and still being able to run the proper amount of sims for your game? So balancing being a content creator, being also responsible, kind of like giving the feedback for your sims that you get, especially with you, Brett. How do y'all balance that?
I have it easy because I've got a coach in Mark Lopez who gets 8 full sims done in 20 minutes. So you can power things through, no problem at all, and give us results and show us trends of what's working and what's not. And I'm just like, okay, let me just do the down 10-0 at the start of the second sims. I'll give you full results in about an hour. How does that sound? And then I'm totally cool with that. My main thing is that once we get to our opponents, I am more focusing on give myself half an hour to an hour to study every playbook that they've used, put that back to Mark. He builds the playbooks. I do a couple sims here and there, but it's mostly just Andy and Mark doing the sims for me. And I'll try to throw some input every now and again, since, again, I'll state this again, I'm still learning. They are the experts. I am just a novice. I am a humble grasshopper in the world of football coaching simming.
It's, again, like he said, trying to find the right balance. As I'm sitting here talking to you, guess what I'm doing? Running a sim.
Right now.
And you're down 36-10, and you're wondering why you can't run with DJ Moses.
Oh, don't see, Brett.
So
damn it, Ashley threw her 7th pick in this game. I gotta scrap this playbook.
We just punted, by the way.
I can't even argue with you right now. I can't even argue.
It's once you do it for a while, it's just
second nature.
Yeah, second nature for one. Getting all the prep work done as fast as possible so that you can start running sims, like he just alluded to, is another. You gotta, once you get the prep work done and all you're doing is just running the sims, then the rest of it just kind of takes care of itself. But once you get it's a matter of getting the prep work done early enough in the week so you can focus on the actual sim. I think is the key for me. But other than that, getting help, the more help you have, unfortunately, I don't have that help this season. So it's, just me, but I've kind of grown accustomed to it. So I just make it do what it do.
I told you, I go try to get a retro and try to help you, figure out the X's and O's things.
No, because you're gonna remove.
That's gonna work out, but
you're gonna remove all the running plays and have yourself running, and that's gonna be a no. So.
Every quarterback draw in existence added to the playbook.
Exactly.
I want to be the next type attack, says Ashley Jackson.
Can't have that. You saw what happened this past weekend. Coughed it up.
That fumble was some bullshit. I don't give a damn what you say. That was bullshit. I don't care. That was BS. I'm here simming to try to prove Eddie wrong on Monday night. Okay. Okay then. Two more questions that we're out, guys. Now, what advice can you give for those who with a desire to start content creation either for the SFL or just start up?
I would say just do something that you enjoy. Don't make it seem like a chore or a job. Content creation in this league should be a hobby for you. You want to enjoy, talking about the league, and if you already do it in this, it's good to talk about it in video form. And it doesn't have to be a live show. It doesn't have to be on Twitch or YouTube or anything like that. It doesn't have to be even in video form. If you just want to discuss things through your phone and record it and then add a little bit of editing to it and call it a show, that's totally cool. That's how a lot of podcasts started in the early days, was just a bunch of music and just, a microphone from your phone, or or in Chris Slovik's instance, a microphone that he found in 1927 that just happens to work in Pakistan. Like you get started by just doing something that you think that you are going to like, you're going to enjoy at past that point, and you feel like you can keep doing this for a while. Don't focus on people view, like your view count. Don't focus on your follower count. Just do it for the love of the game.
I think Brett took the words out of my mouth. Whether it's for the SFL or something else, I would say do something that you're passionate about. Like you said, it doesn't feel like work. For me, I love doing it because it's to me, it serves as an outlet to get away from running scenes, like even though I'm doing one right now. But to me, it serves as an outlet, another avenue to just get away from life for a minute and do what I love to do. I love that show, man, and hopefully I'll be doing it for a long time. I've done shows in which we knew it was last minute notice and probably be 5 people watching. I mean, one time something happened in the league, and BJ said, "Man, you should do a show." I'm like, "Bro, no, man. It's like last minute. Like no one's gonna be watching, but a lot of people tune in. It was one of our most viewed shows. So I think you just find something you're passionate about that keeps you cultivated and keeps you motivated to continue to come back and doing it. Because to me, it's not a job for me. It's something I'm passionate about and I love doing. So there you go.
All right, one more question for you, and then special guest, I do see you. I'm gonna bring you on in 1 second, okay? Oh. Guys, think back to your moment when you were inducted into the Hall of Fame. I want to know, how important was that moment to you? And yeah, basically, how important was that moment to you? Because some people look at it, I mean, this is just a video game. You was just, in the Hall of Fame of a video game, man. So why is that so important? Tell them, Brett, why?
Me first again? Oh my goodness, you're picking on the white guy. Okay. Well, I guess mine is the most recent, considering that it was 2 years ago, and it was a year ago now in Cincinnati. But Ashley, you saw it right after the ceremony was done. I was in literal tears because I was completely overwhelmed by the love and I wasn't looking for acknowledgement anytime in this league whatsoever. But then I got the acknowledgement of, this player was good, but also I mattered enough in this community that people know me as, more than just Brett. I'm BK12. I'm this guy that people can talk to, that, if you just to talk about the league or to talk about, real life, and doing stuff outside of the league like this show, or participate in college football online dynasties that I've been doing recently. By the way, Old Dominion in Canada probably coming tomorrow night. A new week coming in. I've got Duke coming up. Twitch.tv/BridgeCityBird. Had to get myself a shameless plug. But the biggest thing for me is that this was the place where I could go back and be myself again, because I remember during my speech that I told people that, like, I dealt with a lot of mental health issues, and it really stemmed on when I went to college, and the 2 years were just absolutely, like, they broke my spirit completely. And then after I was done over there and I said, I can't handle this anymore, it's just taking a toll on me mentally, I need to take a break. I found this league, and I've been slowly starting, and and getting the journey back has been a very long process, but the journey back into being the person that I used to be, the person that was way more outgoing, the person that was that brought a smile to everyone's faces instead of second looks, wondering if I'm okay. Like, now I've become this person that I've started to love even more. Yeah, I know, Jay. I was, of course, over in Houston. It had to be there instead of maybe Cincinnati. That would have been great, but of course it had to be in Houston, so that it would absolutely just grind your gears even more. Local hater of Texas, but it was basically confirming that everything for me, all the progress that I've made is I'm doing it right, essentially, because people are recognizing me, not only just for me, but for the player, but for the things that I do for the league as well. And I'm not just a burden. I am a friend. I am an ally. I am a teammate.
Love it, man.
I think to me,
Mike.
I think, God, you serious, bro? I think
pick number 7. Let's go.
Oh my God. This sim ain't going right.
Up,
I can't
pause the damn game, Eddie.
I can't pay attention to it because I'm talking to y'all. But you got to be kidding me. But what was I going to say? I think it was, to me, it meant a lot because, one, Damon always picks on me because even though it doesn't exist in the SFL, he calls me a second ballot Hall of Famer because I didn't get in the first time.
Oh.
And he got in the first time. So he always tells me, man, you know what? Your stats, they okay, but you a second ballot Hall of Famer. I got in the first time around. But if you think about it, and Cam won't ever admit to this, but the only reason I didn't get in the first time around is because back then, that first year, I wasn't really active. So even though I had the Guardian stats, people really didn't know me, because back then I really even watched games, even though I was making all these plays and whatnot, had all these Guardian stats, nobody really knew me. It wasn't until the second time around, which, I started a bit of reputation because I started telling people how I wanted my own team and started being more vocal, and I got in. And I kind of brought that up during my Hall of Fame speech too, to Cam. But yeah, it meant a lot because it just, being a player is cool, but being someone who's respected and admired is another. I remember when I met Mike Daggs and his family at Niagara Falls. Oh. And back then, Jeffrey Daggs was probably about 3 feet tall, 4 feet tall. And he was playing football in grade school. And when he first saw me, his mouth hit the floor. And he was like, you're Eddie Gage. I'm like, yeah, bro, calm down, man. It's just a video game. Ain't that serious? He's like, no, man. I heard about you, man. You that guy, man. Dude, he then asked me for my autograph. And then I started telling him some tips about how to force fumbles. Don't swipe at the balls. Swipe at their arm. Practice knocking their arm away from their body to force fumbles and stuff like that. He was telling me, man, that shit worked, man. Appreciate it, bro. And so that's kind of cool, man. Experience that.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm mad I missed yours, Eddie. I caught up with you and Damon that the day after your inauguration, you were accepted into the Hall of Fame. But I was there for you, Brett, man, and man, I had to come and hug you. I had to come and hold you for a minute, man, because I knew how important it was, but just to see your reaction, it was just being so genuine, and it was like nobody was around. I was like, "Come here!" I just like that was my natural instinct, though. But I'm really happy, and I'm ecstatic that you guys are in it. You definitely deserve it. You know, you guys are pillars of the community. You always have been, whether you think you are or not. I can see it. You know, a lot of people love you guys. A lot of people respect you, and I'm one of them. And I'm glad to know you both. I'm glad to know all three of you. What's up, Destro? He joining the building. Hold on.
Good evening.
What's going on, Destro? How you doing, love?
I'm doing very well. Yourself?
Doing fantastic, man. I'm glad you decided to pop in as a special guest for us. Did you have some questions for Eddie and Brett? Uh-oh. I don't know what he's gonna ask y'all.
I want to give a shout out to Brett Killian for picking us to win Monday night.
That's right. That is right, Destro. I was the one that picked DC to beat Baltimore on Monday.
That's right.
You better recognize that, Eddie.
That's right. He's throwing up in the force. He has to get the foresight to know what's going to happen. So I appreciate that. Mr. Gage, on the other hand, I'm going to ask you to get drug tested. He's like, look. You know, once the game is over, I'm gonna post that Wesley Snipes meme on you. Patrick 57, remember when he fought that terrorist?
Yeah.
That on black.
Yeah. Well, I got a question for Destro.
What's that?
I got a question for Destro. You know, Destro, for you guys who don't know, he got the tightest wallet in the SFL. But them headphones, man, like they cost a few dollars, man. What's going on there, man?
Well, the Micro Center had 60% discount. So these headphones were normally like $60. I got them for $25.
Yeah, I knew a deal was in there somewhere.
That's right.
I knew a deal was in there somewhere.
You know how it is. It's like that parking ticket. $25 damn dollars. Let me. It's over with. I gotta move on. Yeah. Sorry about that. Look,
so
I apologize. I'm gonna crash on interview. It's just I thought the topic was something else, and then all of a sudden, actually, it's like, oh well, it's gonna be this. Okay, and I saw something else. I'm on the wrong night, so I do apologize. But since you brought that situation up. Yes, I like to discuss a little bit, but I want to make sure that Eddie and Brett are done because I don't want to be rude. It's their interview. It's their night.
I asked the last question already, dear.
Oh, you did?
You're good.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So, thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Ashley. Go ahead with your question, please. Thank you. I'm running the sim. I'm sorry. I'm looking at my right. I got 4 monitors here, so I'm looking all over. So
each monitor costs
$15. Must be nice.
Yeah.
So Destro, what? Now I kind of caught the tail end of this. There was some sort of play that happened that you maybe have been getting some flack for. Can you explain what happened? Because I was kind of lost.
Well, I'm trying to be a different Destro. I'm not trying to be the old Destro because back in the day I would just cuss him out, call him a bunch of names, and tell him where him and his mother can go. But I'm not going to do that now. I'm trying to be a different person. The fact is this, though. Okay. This is how it's about age flex. I don't even remember the name of it. See, I'm not even involved in playbooks. I pretty much suggest a playbook where I will run similar like I'm doing right now, but Monix takes care of the offense. I offer suggestions, but I don't micromanage, like some people do. Remember I was telling you last week, I made the mistake of micromanaging. And so I said, well, I'm not going to micromanage. You do your thing, and that's that. So he's like, man, we gotta try something different. He's like, our offense is like, we play one style. I know you like to run the ball all the time. You believe the run instead of the pass, but we got all this talent on this team, and we're not utilizing it. And I was like, you're right. I was like, then I went back to the comments. Someone referred to as we're 4-0, but our style of play is as if we're still wearing leather helmets. We're playing back in the 20s and 30s. I read that. I said, okay, I didn't get mad at it. That's okay. And then, everyone's not giving our props. So then I said, okay, well, send me the playbook and we'll roll with it. So I watched sim after sim after sim, 5 interceptions, up to 8, 9 interceptions being thrown per game. And I'm just like, man, I don't know. If I had to throw a ball, if I didn't throw the ball at all, I'd rather go. Remember back in CAC, I would throw the ball 7 times and just run counter tray all day. But that's not how the sim works. So I'm like, all right, man. I said, I'm going against my wishes. You know what? I'm going against my wishes. Go ahead and just roll with it. If we lose, so be it. This is the time to test it out because we damn sure ain't going to test it out against Baltimore. Let's test it out in this game, and then perhaps we'll lay the smackdown on Baltimore with the same thing. So I said, let's roll with it. So then I'm at work. I didn't get a chance to. I saw the first 2 plays. We were busy, and I didn't get a chance to watch the game. I jumped back on toward the end of the game to say good game to everybody. And then all of a sudden, I see these accusations of us cheating. Like, what? What kind of propaganda are they speaking right now in the chat room?
Propaganda.
I mean? I'm like, what is this? So then I said, okay, I'm going to go back to work. I said, I'm worried about it. Because I noticed that not only that chat room was blown up, but our locker room was blown up. And it was blown up normal than usual. It was unusual. I was like, all this activity, I mean, what's going on? So then, like, all right, got off work, got home, and then Monix and I said, let's watch the game together. So we watched the game together, and I went back and saw some of the comments. That the chat log wasn't ready yet, but people were sending me screenshots of what was said, and I'm just like, okay. I was like, you played this one-dimensional style offense for 4 weeks. Now we decide to open up, and now we're being accused of cheating. Then we over here using Contra codes or Genie Game Sharks or something. And I'm just like, it don't make no damn sense. It's okay. I said I will chalk it up as they were in their emotions, and they were just hot at the moment, and they just got beat. To me, I don't know anything about it's this place gets called all the time, and other teams use it, they're exporting it, and I have no knowledge on that. To me, I'm all about the uniforms. I want to be the best looking good on the field, and that's my focus. That all the playbook stuff, that's James Walters and Monex. I leave it to them. And so I'm hearing all this. I called Mike O'Neill tonight. I'm like, what's going on? Like what people say all this crazy stuff. He called me, actually woke me up at midnight because he's 3 hours away or 3 hours behind. And he called me, and I was asking him. I was like, I wanted someone else's opinion besides people who was on the team. I want to know what these people, what are they saying? What, like this hex playbooks and tweaking the system. I want to know, because if it is, thank you, Brian, appreciate it, smart man. So I'll get to that later. So anyhow, so Michael Neal was telling me, no, he didn't cheat. He said, you ran that play in week 1. And I ran that playbook in week 1. I kind of laughed. I was like, wow, y'all been paying attention to us. Okay, so we ran in week 1. And as you saw, we struggled. We were down most of that game. We had to come back and win that game. So it wasn't like we were smashing. We haven't smashed anybody. Except for this last game, our victory's been 6.7 points or less. One game we won by 3 field goals. It was daggone took a baseball score. So I told some other people, I said, no, he didn't cheat. It's just y'all schemed him. And I was like, okay, and that was the end of it. But then it seemed like the chatter kept going on and on. And then I went on your server, Eddie, and I'm just like looking at it. And then, of course, I listened to what you were saying last night. You're reading some of those comments. Can't remember the person's name. Don't care. But they don't know the entire story. That's the part. They don't know the entire story of what took place. See, like someone said, like one of my players on the chat said, you don't know what Charleston did or didn't do to their playbook to make us run that play over and over again. Because I've always said, even back to K8, I always said, someone said it last night, you're facing the AI and you're facing their opponent.
That was me.
Okay, that's you. Okay, so I believe that as well. But I also believe this: what you put in your playbook, and also dictates what the other team does with their playbook.
Yep.
And so, I made time. I remember back in that season 5 championship game. I remember way back. I remember I wish Cam would have ran that sim again offline just to see how it played out, because I always felt that Santa Fe would have won regardless. But we just came out and we came out victorious. So I always believed that. And I wish, I know Cam's busy. I wish some cases you just run a sim again just to see what the results are. If they would have ran into the sim offline, would we still do the same thing in Charleston? Monix went, 31, 37, 450 yards, no interceptions. If he runs a sim again offline, what will be the results? Is he throwing 5 interceptions like normal? But I'm not trying to put anybody's business out there, but I'm doing my best because I don't want to put that, what they said in private. But I'll just say this: the decision that they made with their playbook exposed themselves.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so had they followed the plan that Carolina did, I think the outcome was different. And I also like to say this, and I went back and watched the chatter, the complete game, they're going to be Sunday or Monday. When they were up 10-0, World was just cheating. When they were up 17-14, World was just cheating. If anything, the tides turned when we scored. If I remember correctly, we scored in the second half. We went up at 21-17, and then I believe we got interception or I can't remember. We stopped them, and then we scored again in the third quarter. From that point, that was it. They only scored 3 points in the second half. But I've always said this. Eddie believes this. Many times him and I played in 2K8, player versus player. Momentum is a big thing in all the 2K games, going way back to Dreamcast. Once that momentum is not on your side, that momentum's going against you, it's almost a wrap.
Yeah.
And it's hard to bounce back. And so as you watch that game, you saw that you can almost feel it. You see the momentum change. It's like, well, it's a wrap. I knew it was a wrap. Just, granted, I'm watching the game over and I knew what the results are, but you just tell. Once that third quarter hit, we were already up by 4 points. We scored again. That's it. This game's over. You can just tell. There's some games I sit there and watch. I can just tell, the game's over. Very seldom you have teams come back. Very seldom. Once someone jumps on you 14 points, unless you got a horseshoe up a dark place, you're not coming back. So that's all I say. I'm not trying to call it controversy, but I want to clear it up. When people come on the chat rooms and saying that we're cheating, it's like, I remember who you're saying this to. You're accusing the coordinators, you're accusing me, although I don't touch the playbooks. And then that, of course, if you play for our team, you're also disrespecting and talking about our players as well. And this is why once you do that, this is where I come into the picture. I'm not going to be mean, not going to be disrespectful, not going to call you out your name, not going to curse you out. But I will say to you, look, man, this is disrespectful here. You got to slow your roll. And I will do it in person if I need to, if I have an opportunity, or I'll do it over the phone call, whichever it is. I operate from the old school. We don't do the tip-tapping and YouTube beefs and all that. We're going to have a conversation with the phone, or if we have convention, we'll have a conversation in person. And that's just that. And it's like, look, this is disrespectful. I've said some things, not to go on, but last week I said it. I said some things and done some things it can be borderline disrespectful, be mean, be crude at times. And I've asked those people to forgive me. I've forgiven people who I've done, that said things to me. It's over with. It's done. It's over with. I don't hold it against them. But when it comes to that, us calling us cheating recently, no, there's no cheating. And especially, well, like I said, I won't be respectful. I'll just, like I said, I'm not repeating myself. I'm sorry. It's that the decisions that Charleston made dictated what occurred. Had they played the same way or similar to Carolina, it would have been a closer game. We would still won. That's what we're doing right now. We're winning. But it would have been a closer game.
Hey, and then that's why I'd rather just come and ask the source. I'd rather just ask you what happened versus reading the chatter versus all of that other stuff, because things get misconstrued all the time. And people may leave out details on purpose or maybe on accident because they thought, forgot or whatever. Oh man. But either way, I'm glad I'm glad that you cleared that up for me because I was a little bit confused as to what was happening. What was being,
like I said, it was a gamble.
What were you being
It could have gone south. That's why I said in the chat, this all could have gone south. We've been jacking up interceptions. Charleston would have, laid the smackdown on us at home, and y'all would have different conversation on the streets of talking. They'd be like, "That going so-called undefeated. Look at them. Look at their true selves." That'd been it. Why they do that? I was like, "That going. Why we choose that playbook?" Going on. So, like I said, this true test coming this Monday.
All right then,
like we look at this. This is a barometer as to where we are. Are we that team? Because really, to be honest with you, we don't want this attention. We don't want to be called cheaters. We don't want, yes, it's a blessing to be 5-0, but we don't want that attention. We'd rather just, stay on the down, not that type of down low. You know what I mean? Not that didn't down low, but on behind the scene. We don't want to be talked about. We'd rather just play our games, win, go in the playoffs, and try to get that victory. That's it. But we are the attention because there's only 2 teams that are 5-0. I mean, it'll be one after this weekend because Vancouver taking that L tomorrow.
For all the goodness that I spoke of you, Destro, you're gonna turn it around and just. Am I allowed to cuss now? Am I allowed to cuss here?
Yes, you go ahead. Ashley, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you decide to just shit all over my face and you shit over the Vancouver's face after that. Jesus Christ on a motorbike. I should give you one of these, even though you can't see it right now.
Well, you'll be all right.
You owe me a jersey set now. That's what it is.
See, once I put
I'm the last person you asked for something from
once I put that up, then I can't be responsible.
You get jersey from Goodwill, that's about it. No, I was back with you. That's all I can say. The same thing. It's all fun, man. It's just sometimes I think we're too uptight, and I think part of that's because we're typing and we don't know how people are between letters and whatnot, and so there's no expression behind it. So then so what I just said to you, I was saying the same thing to Mike O'Neill when he was all happy about that victory. I shook his hand, I said, enjoy this victory because you're gonna lose next week. Come on, Destro. Why gotta be like that?
He did.
I'm just messing with you, man. I mean, I'm telling you the truth, but I'm having fun with it. It's like with the hooray shot. I looked at him. I was like, you ready to take that L tomorrow? And he's like, he just shrugged his shoulders.
I'm just saying this, Destro. We need to both be undefeated by October 11th. Then it's the true battle of the season.
No, you don't. I can't speak for DC, but Vancouver definitely doesn't need to be undefeated that long.
Yes, we do, because that means we probably clinched the division because you've already lost like 3 or 4 times at this point. And then we've already got at this point, and then it's just us and DC week 12 or week 13. I can't remember. I think it's week 13. It's going to be that matchup. But undefeated DC, undefeated Vancouver, October 11th. I'm wishing that into existence.
Well, we'll do the best we can, and hopefully Cam we'll move that game to a prime time night. I guess Monday night, and I guess during that
it's currently on a Saturday. Like that's just gross.
It'll probably be moved by the end.
Yeah. Cam come to senses, and he'll move. He'll move that game if that happens. But like I said, it's a blessing to be undefeated. But our goal is to get the playoffs and then win a championship. No matter how we get in, if we lose, take the L. That's fine. We just try and improve better. Last 2 seasons we were 6-6, and and that was partially, I'll take credit. I'll take responsibility because I'm not good at the defense. I'm 2K8 for life. I'm not this. I'm a uniform person here. I'm that plays, but I still was asking Damon the other day. I said, man, how do you look up? How do you know who's running what play, this and that? And I can spot power eye because the Cowboys run it. Or there's another formation someone else only has. The Saints got that queen stack. Those things I can spot immediately, but I can't look at this playbook and tell who's who. It's like I know the basic stuff, similar to 2K, but this game doesn't operate the same way. And that was the growing pains especially last season, because there's no way we losing Albuquerque at home. No way. Those fools. And then of course lost Atlanta. That's because we tried to play. That was my suggestion. Try that Raiders playbook, forgetting that was based on the 2002 Raiders, and Rich Gannon was throwing all over the place, and we did the same exact thing. But instead of him connected to Jerry Rice, Tim Brown, and James Jett, we just throwing interceptions left and right. So yeah. But that's it, yo. I just, like I said, we're not cheaters. We do the best we can. We play these games. We just had to open up offense because we want to open up offense. Try something different. Mason Kirby didn't have a touchdown all season long. We're in game 5, no touchdowns. Really have any catches. And I'm looking at that like, okay, like we got to spread the wealth a little bit. We can't just, yes, I'm old school, hand the ball off, one and counter tray. But how's that look? You're just running laps on the field. You paying your $750. That's how I think. That's why I said mix it up a little bit. I know if I'm still on the bench paying $750, I don't want to be on the team. And actually,
I know that's right, brother.
I'm sorry, I'm speaking out loud. I'm sorry, and if it costs me, then I'll take it. But that's just how I think. I think maybe because I'm in customer service, I'm a restaurant manager. I think like that. If I'm paying a certain amount, if I'm getting a T-bone steak and that thing's not, medium or well done, wherever how I want it, I'll be highly dissatisfied.
This doesn't look like the letter T.
Yeah. So there you go. So that's it. If you don't got any other questions,
gentlemen, before we get out of here, because it's lightning outside.
Oh shit.
I want to know if y'all have any more questions for each other, don't you? Because it's lightning outside.
You don't got a surge protector?
No. Well, not in here. Not in here. I didn't know it was going to be storming out here either. So
it could be a hurricane. I'm still on this thing.
We barely get this kind of weather out here.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Yeah. Arizona. It was on hot as I don't know what.
Even the rain is hot when it falls down.
And you know when it's hot, it is dead ass. Dead ass.
Dry heat.
Well, okay, guys, I'll shut up now. Okay.
No, I was wondering if y'all had anything else that y'all wanted to say before I let y'all go this evening. It has been a pure pleasure to have each and every one of y'all on. Destro, you got anything left you want to say before I close?
No, ma'am. Just thank you very much for having me, Eddie and Brett. Thank you for sparing 15, 20 minutes of your time. I appreciate it, and good luck this weekend. Go Dragons, DMV. It's going to be DMV Dragons this week. We're wearing different uniforms. We're representing all 3 colors of the state flags.
Department of Motor Vehicle, very, very bold.
Yes, 3 different colors. I got my uniforms all set, tweaked them up, ready to go. Stadium's all done. Look at this beautiful stadium right now. And and these helmets, unique helmets. We wore them before, but I've tweaked them a little bit. Wore them about 2 seasons ago. But it's we're looking good. And then of course the results is we're gonna win by 3.
Hey, well, I did say y'all was gonna win too. So
I'm sorry, what was that? My bad.
No, I said DC was gonna win. It was gonna be a tight game, though.
All right, we'll talk to your owner because he thinks otherwise.
I think.
Yeah, leave, bro.
You mean co-owner? Bro, y'all be forgetting I'm a co-owner too.
That's right, guy. That's right, co-owner. I'm sorry, you're a partner. You're a partner. I'm sorry. Just when you lay down at night, before you go to bed, just say a little prayer and say, Lord, please, some healing on Eddie. Maybe he can make the wise decision of picking the Dragons this Monday, and and that's that. But and just like my brother, I gotta forgive him. I forgive him for making the wrong decision. You gotta have fun.
Ain't gonna let it go.
I mean, bro. Think about it.
You change your pick right here if you want to.
If we being real, dog, Baltimore has been y'all kryptonite, just like they've been our kryptonite. That's why I picked them, man. Nothing other than that.
Well, I understand. Like I said, your reasoning, your logic is spot on. I agree with you. I mean, so from the outside to the end, you're like, man, these cats only beat them once in the 2K4 era, and yeah, you're right. The only time we beat them was that 10-2 season, and that was it. So they beat us before, what, 3 times, 4 times? So yeah, you're going by history. That's all you go by. You're going by history. And that's that. So you're absolutely right. So I'm not saying you're wrong. You still need prayer though, but you still,
Just throw that in. Just throw that little bit in again. Just to finish that off.
Let us pray. Gauge
That's all I
316.
got, 'cause- but
Thou shalt not.
I don't have actually equipment to get electrocuted. I don't have any money buying a new microphone. None of that.
Gauge 316. Thou shalt not thou shalt not question my decision making.
Destro 316 says I just kicked Eddie's ass.
Okay.
Now, we don't play each other this year.
No, we don't.
We'll see the championship game.
I was counting, dude. We haven't hardly played each other in the 2K4 era. I don't know what's up with that.
Because you're in Cam's area and telling them don't avoid us.
Oh my goodness.
No, that's right. We've never played in the 2K4 era, have we? No, we haven't.
I think we played once. I think we beat y'all like 42-0, something like that.
Yeah, that was alive too.
This might take me a little.
Mine was first time last year because I wrote designer uniforms for them. But then I don't think we played the 2K. I think last time we played was season 19 or 20. That was it. I don't think we played in the 2K4 era.
I don't think so either.
Vancouver should be our second time. Last time was 38-3. I'm just saying,
Y'all beat them 38-3 last time?
Yeah, I was shocked. That was the season we went 10-2. I was shocked. I was like, this is Vancouver? Like, dang.
Yeah, I remember that game. Our book was shit.
I was like, you don't want to say good game because I'm not a hypocrite. It's like, man, how can you say good game to someone they just called a beat down?
After that game, didn't they move Brett down the depth charts like number 3 or something like that on the depth chart?
No, I still got 1,200 yards on that season. So you're speaking some false narratives in this business. So I want to say after that, I think it was more so we made sure that we got the ball. I think it was to Logan Lee a little bit more so that we can get some more success. I think that was the season we had Logan Lee before he went to Canton.
Yeah, but that's all I got, though. I'm sorry, I can go on all night. Like I said, I can't spend money on Ashley's computer equipment.
Yeah, we're getting pretty close to Eddie Gage time here. We're all getting over 2 hours, so we
3 hours behind. You all right?
It's 7:30 over here.
See what I mean? He all right. We're on the East Coast. Well, I'm on the East Coast.
I'm surprised you're still awake, Destro. Didn't you work like a 15-hour shift today or something like that?
11 today.
Man, bro.
Dude, he runs on coffee and probably
you know like what,
18
Shabazz,
different
I wish that this could be a weekly show. I would love for this to be a weekly show, honey. But the way that these schedules be lining up and crossing everything,
yeah,
we'll make it happen sometime again soon now.
We won't have a set schedule.
Maybe towards the end of the season. See where y'all at. See if Vancouver and DC are still undefeated. Who's gonna lose their undefeated streak first?
Well, the show gonna be getting late started because I'm gonna be online ordering my championship ring. So y'all gotta wait for me to finish.
You believe this shit, Destro? You believe this shit?
Yeah,
who is that? Zoner, whoever the heck that is. I'm gonna be over there.
Why wouldn't you?
Ordering my championship ring.
Sometimes Eddie just has to realize that his arms are too short to box with two gods right now.
They're gonna give me a 20% discount. I'm gonna bring it to the convention. It's gonna be glistening and shining. Y'all gonna need sunglasses. I'm doing like this. Hey, what's going on, y'all? How y'all doing? Just doing like this so y'all see it.
Okay, prime time. Relax.
Yeah. We going to the chip this year. We gonna finish what we started.
Right,
yeah, potato chip, that's for sure.
Oh, see, don't start. See, you know what? I'm gonna mute your ass right now. So you want
Ash, you got to be careful because you're going to be throwing another pick in the next 3 minutes here.
We lost by 6.
Hey, man.
Nothing went right.
Man, there's some crazy stuff going on out here. I hear wind. I hear a lot of wind. I need to move my car. Hey, so I hear it's really going down out there. So thank y'all for being here. Please come back whenever y'all want to. Maybe we can do a little crossover thing again sometime soon. Maybe for your 100th show, we can do something special, you know. Order y'all some bugs from Amazon or some scorpion lollipops.
Oh, no.
Them things no. It's 100, man. You got to do something special. 100.
Yeah, it won't be that. It won't be that.
He's afraid of the live ones. What do you think you'll see the dead ones?
You know what I'm saying? No, I can't do it. No, it's not my DNA. I can't.
You'll be fine. As you told me a long time ago, soldiers adapt and overcome. So I'm expecting you to adapt and overcome and chew on that grasshopper, okay?
No.
Hey, but everybody, thank y'all so much for joining us this evening. We really appreciate you for hanging out with us. Looking forward to bringing you another great podcast next week, y'all. But until then, y'all stay safe, treat each other well. For Destro, for Brett, for Eddie, we are out. Y'all have a fantastic evening. And leave your goodbyes in the chat.
Rock on, make it sound. Rock on. It's too easy. They call me. Hit back. Tell me I'm your favorite tonight. And we gon' do everything you like. I'll take you anywhere you won't even let you drive. And let's get lost in our own world, make it a surprise. I've been giving into everything you mentioned. Loving you is my only intention. Oh, putting something on you, I know you've been missing. Girl, that's my mission. Oh, if I link up with you, girl, I might change your mind about what you think you like. Baby girl, if I link up with you, girl, I might change your life. Baby, if I link up with you, baby, let me raise the bar. Drinks on the gin cause I bought the bar. Pink be the slips cause I bought the car. Hop in the whip with me, baby, I raise up the partition. Now make a wish that's worth wishing. Then come and get what you wishing for. And you ain't gotta deal with them suckers no more.